Hello. Today, let's talk about the button cell. It's also called watch battery or coin battery. This is a small battery made of a single electrochemical cell and is shaped as a square cylinder, typically 5 to 25 millimeter. These are 0.197 to 0.984 inches in diameter and 1 up to 6 millimeter. These are 0.039 to 0.236 inches high, resembling a button. Stainless steel usually forms the button body and a positive terminal of the cell. Insulated from it, the metallic top cap from the negative terminal. Button cells are used to power small portable electronic devices such as watches, pocket calculators, and remote key fobs. Wider variants are usually called coin cells. Devices using the button cells are usually designed around the cell, giving a long service life, typically well over a year in continuous use in a wristwatch. Most button cells have low self-discharge, holding the charge for a long time if it is not in use. And the button cells are usually disposable primary cells, but some are rechargeable, but that's not a big deal. These are secondary cells. Common chemistries include zinc, lithium, manganese dioxide, and silver oxide. Mercury oxide button cells were formerly common, but are no longer available due to the toxicity and environmental effects of the mercury. Button cells are dangerous for small children, as when swallowed they can cause several internal burns and significant injuries of death. Duracell has attempted to mitigate this by adding a bitter coating to their batteries. Cells of different chemical components made in the same size are mechanically interchangeable. However, the composition can affect service life and voltage stability. Using the wrong cell may lead to short life or improper preparation. For example, light metering on a camera requires a stable voltage. These silver cells are usually specified. Sometimes different cells of the same type, size, and capacity are optimized to a different loads by using a different electrolytes, so that one may have a longer service life than the other when supplying a relatively high current. And alkaline batteries are made in the same button size as the other types, but typically provides less capacity and less stable voltage than the more costly silver oxide or lithium cells. And silver cells may have an output voltage that is stable until it suddenly drops at the end of life. This varies of the individual types. One manufacturer, Energizer for example, offers 3 silver oxide cells of the same size. These are 357, 303, 357, 303H, and the EPX76, with the capacities ranging from 150 to 200 milliampere hour. The voltage characteristics ranging from the gradually reducing to very constant, and some related to be the continuous low drain with high pulse or demand, other for photo use. And of course, the mercury batteries also supplies a stable voltage, but are banned in many countries due to the toxicity and environmental impact. And zinc air batteries uses air as the depolarize and have much higher capacity than other types, as they take that air from the atmosphere. Cells have an air-thin seal, which must be removed before use. They will then dry out in a few weeks. So, regardless of use. That means here there are different types on the market. So let's have to look first every time. If you have to use lithium cells, use lithium cells. But if you then have a look at the CR 2025, for example, you can use these cell types in that device which is made for it. And there are a lot of different stuff which you can read there. For example, there are prefixes, okay? Prefixes, H, for example, K, PB, IC, IN, or IM. These are different types of H, for example, is alloy nickel. K is cadmium nickel. PB is lead dioxide. IC is lithium cobalt. IM is lithium nickel, and IM is lithium manganese. Okay, and then of course the chemistry behind this. Lithium ion is a prefix of LPM, LIR, RJD, and ACR. They can be rechargeable, of course. Nominal wattage should be 3.7, for example. This is possible with them. Or you have the same type for different stuff like CR2032. Then, of course, you're able to use that in the machine. Yeah, easy peasy, isn't it? That's all is possible with a nice and small size battery cells like that here. This all and more, of course, because there are a lot of different cells on the market, are the button cells. Button cells are really helpful for small devices which are going to need a long service life. That's the thing, how a button cell can make a good impact with that. The CR2025, for example, is here good for this watch, and this can handle this over months, for example. Of course, that's easy and you can handle this. Button cell rocks. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe me. And of course, give me a positive feedback, and I hope to see you again on my channel. Soon, soon.